And then with the right foot, we'll have side, together, side, tap. And we do it again, side, together, side, tap, and side, together, side, tap. Good. Our next step that we had was forwards and backwards. So left foot goes forwards. 1, 2, 3, tap. 1, 2, 3, tap. 1, 2, 3, tap. 1, 2, 3, tap. Okay. And our next step that we had was the crossover basic. So that's where we're on a slight angle. And our second step is going to go 1 steps across, 3, swivel tap, 1, 2, 3, swivel tap, 1, 2, 3, swivel tap, 1, 2, 3, swivel tap. Our next step was on the spot. So we had side, back, together, tap, side, back, together, tap, side, and together, tap, side, and together, tap. And our final step was the turn. So remembering small turns and on the front of the feet. So we had small turn, big turn, tap, small turn, tap, small, half, tap, small, half, and tap. Okay. So we're going to try that one to some music. And then we've got one new step to introduce into our bachata today. All righties. One, two, three. So The step that we want to add in today is called a jockey tap. So in bachata so far, every step that we have learnt is 4 counts. So we have 1, 2, 3, and then the tap is 4. 1, 2, 3, the tap is 4. So for our jockey taps, we're only going to do for a count of 2. So this is a short little step. So we will usually want to use this in lots of 2 so that we can keep it to a 4 count. But occasionally in the music, when you dance bachata, there will be little short bits that are only 2 counts, and a jockey tap is, a great way to use that short bit of the music. So the jockey tap is just like the last 2 steps of a basic step. So we can go 1 and tap for 2. And that's a jockey tap. We can do it the other way. 1, 2. So it's just the last 2 parts of a basic. We can do it forwards and backwards. 1, 2, and backwards. 1, 2. Just better balance than me. I nearly fell over. So let's try putting those together. So we'll do two jockey taps, followed by a side-to-side basic, 2 jockey taps, and a side-to-side basic. So we would have 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and tap. We do it again. 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, tap. So let's try that again. 2 jockey taps, a basic, 2 jockey taps, and a basic. And we're actually going to do 2 lots of it this time. First one will be side to side, and then we'll try a forward and a backwards one. So we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, side together, side tap. 1, 2, 1, 2, side together, side forward and backwards. 1, 2, 1, 2, walk, walk, walk and tap, back, tap, forward, tap, back, 2, 3, and tap. Okay. We're going to do that to some music, just that step, and then we're going to introduce it into our overall steps that we do. Nice and slow for this one to get used to.
Ya no pude hacer nada, y estoy en un lugar preciso para cambiar mi vida de una vez, sin previo aviso. Y espero que tú en cada momento que paso tu lado, te la tiran bien por sobre tus vidas. Si todo mi persona, entiendo sobre ti, por mí yo puedo ser, pero no me quiero ayer. Cuando feliz mujer, nunca de ti, por ti lo puedo ser. No pienso una canción que te toca, puede besar tu boca, quiero hacerte mí.
Job, guys. Well done. Okay, so the last thing we covered is the last thing that we covered was in the last lesson, we were talking about different style options. So at the moment, we practice all of our basic steps with just the 1, 2, 3, and the tap, and with the little hip hop to the side here. 1, 2, 3, tap, hop. Now, we also talked about the little flicks, and we talked about the drops as well. So instead of the tap at the end of a basic step, we can also do a little kick or a flick. So 1, 2, 3, and flick. 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 So when we do this flick, there's actually a special trick to how to do it properly. So we don't want to just, like we're kicking a football, we don't want to do that. So the two parts of the flick is, first of all, we're going to, whichever foot we're flicking with, so if I do a basic, 1, 2, 3, my first part is I'm going to lift my knee, and my second part, just extend my leg here. So again, I'm going to lift my knee, and 1. So I'm actually aiming to point it down to the floor, not up like I'm kicking a football. So I want to go and point. And on my other foot, it would be and point. So and point. So just practice that. Pick your knee up and point. Doesn't have to be right up here, just a little one and point. So making sure we pick the knee up and extend, and here, and 1, and 1, and 1, and 1. Couple more on the other foot, and we would have, and 1, and 1, and 1, and 1. Good. So let's. So on all of the basics, even the kick, even the turn, sorry, we would have, excuse me, the foot would be flicking forward. Now, normally when you dance bachata with a partner, this is mostly a partner dance, you would have your partner right in front of you, except they are usually, as you can see here, my arms are very forward. So when we're dancing with our partner, they're not too close. So we'd be able to do the flicks here. You see my flick only goes to about where my hands are. So there's plenty of room. And you can also dance bachata a lot closer to your partner. When you would dance closer, you wouldn't use the kick because you'd be too close. So let's put that together, we're going to do a set of basics with our kicks in it. And then we will have a try at the drops. We'll use that same nice slow song again.
Basta con una palabra, se apagaron mis sentidos, como por arte de magia, supe que eras todo lo que había querido. Ya no pude hacer nada, y estoy en el lugar preciso para cambiar mi vida de una vez sin previo aviso. Y espero que tú también te amar, porque en las buenas bocas de tocar tu cuerpo, de besar tu boca, pero siempre mi noche de tu juro que siento en cada momento que paso a tu lado, siempre tiene el tiempo sobre tus señales. Si tú me olvidas, pendiente solo a ti, que por mí lo puedo ser. Yo de mi tiempo ayer, soy feliz mujer, siempre siento mucho de ti, solo tiempo puede ser. Yo lo que soñé, una canción que toca tu cuerpo, de besar tu boca, quiero hacerte mi noche de transformar. Lo que siento que cada momento que paso por la siempre me quiero sobre tus huellas.
Okay. So now we've done the basics with the kicks. Let's have a look at the drop action. So when we say the drop action, what we're doing is, after a basic, 1, 2, 3, both feet together, knees forward, drop. So as you see here, when I'm standing up, from my hips to my head, nice straight line up to the ceiling. But when I do my drop, boom, see how the angle changes slightly. My hips are now slightly forward, so I'm kind of almost leaning backwards. Not here, that's too far, but just about here, so a slight backwards lean. And then we come out of it, we straighten our knees, and that's going to straighten us up. So 1, 2, 3, drop. So we see there, hips forward, and it puts us on a slight angle, and then we push up. 1, 2, 3, and up. 1, 2, 3, and up. So we kind of get like a little bounce in the knees here. So have a look at my hips and my head. My hips will move forward with my knees, and then I'll come up. And you will feel in your feet, this is the important part, you want to feel all of the weight in the front of your feet, almost like you're doing a Michael Jackson. Yay! Like that. So your weight comes forward into the toes here. So I'll put the music back on and we'll try some basics. The only time you wouldn't use a drop is with a jockey tap. So with the jockey taps here, you wouldn't try and go, it's too quick. It's too quick. So we'll just stick to the taps for now with the jockey taps.
Basta con una palabra, se apagaron mis sentidos, como por arte de magia, supe que eras todo lo que había querido. Ya no pude hacer nada, y estoy en el lugar preciso para cambiar mi vida de una vez, sin previo aviso. Y espero que
Good job, everybody. Well done. So, our next dance that we're going to go over is our cha-cha-cha. So I'll find the music and we'll run through the steps. Okay, so our first step in the cha-cha-cha, a little bit quicker than the bachata now. We're going to speed things up a bit, and then we're going to kind of come back down to a bit slower to start with some salsa. So we have left foot first. We've got together, together, cha, cha, cha. Together, together, side, close, side. So we're going stomp, stomp, side, together, side, stomp, stomp, side, together, side. Now, when we do this step, we don't want to actually stomp, stomp. That's bad. Don't do that. So we're just looking for like a push, push, and then side, together, side. Push, push, side, together, side. Push, push, side, together, side. Push, push, side, together, side. Okay. Our next step is our moving basics. So now on the left foot, we're going to step forward. But remember, on this forward step, we do not want to make it like a step like that where the knees are apart. For this particular step, we want to keep our knees together. 1. So if I do that front on, you'll see my knees are right next to each other. So from side on, 1. You'll see that my knees are not, it's not like this or not like that. Knees are together. That's an important one, because if you try to knees apart, you're going to start rocking all over the place. Doesn't look good. So knees together. 1. We step back and cha, cha, cha. And now on the backward step, we can have our knees apart. 1, 2, cha, cha, cha. So on the backwards basic, right foot, we get 1. So we see the knees are apart. So that's okay on the back step that our knees are apart. That's okay, that's good. So we'll do that again. Left foot forward, and we have 1, 2, cha, 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 and 1, 2, cha, cha, cha. And 1, 2, cha, cha, cha. And 1, 2, cha, cha. Again. 1, 2, cha, cha, cha. And 1, 2, cha, cha, cha. And 1, 2, cha, cha, cha. And 1, 2, cha, cha, cha. Okay. Our next step that we did was called a New Yorker or a crossover. That's where we're going to turn to face away from the camera. So we start on the left foot. Have a look. I'm going to turn side on and step forward. And I'll get 1. So knees again, stay together, not here and not there. So knees together, replace. I'm going to face the camera, cha, cha, cha. Now I do it the other way. Knees together, I replace, face the camera, cha, cha. And 1, 2, cha, cha, cha. And 1, 2, cha, cha, cha. And 1, 2, cha, cha, cha. And 1, 2, 4 more, cha, cha, cha. And 1, 2, 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 cha, cha, cha. So the easiest way to help with this step is that your rock is side on. So I've got side on to the camera. And then my cha-cha-cha is going to be facing the camera. Cha, cha, cha. My rock is side on, side on. And now I face the camera. Cha, cha, cha. Side on, face the camera. Side on, face the camera. Now, when we do these turns in cha-cha-cha, just the same as when we do bachata turns, we want to keep the weight in the front of the foot. So we want to keep the weight over the toes like that because it's easier. Because if our foot is flat and we've got weight, like just a flat foot, we could risk hurting our knees and our ankles. Doesn't feel very good. So keep the weight forward over the fronts of the feet. If it helps at first, you can have your heels off the floor to dance those turning steps, if that will make it easier. But you eventually want to learn to keep the weight forward whilst your feet are flat. It's just about actually having the weight in the front of the foot, and that will protect your knees and ankles. Okay, our next step, we had a full turn. So after our New Yorkers, so 1, 2, cha, cha, cha. So we're here. I'm going to move over so I don't go off camera. I'm going to step forward. I'm going to turn and step forward. 1. This is a big step for this one, so knees apart. I do my turn and I step forward. And now I go back to the camera, cha, cha, cha. So we have with the left foot and forward, turn, cha, cha, cha. So let's have a look at that step by step. We're going to go little turn and now I step forward. 1. Here's my big turn. Here. So what I've done there, if I can try and get my feet into frame a little bit better. Stay. So I've done a little bit of turn here. Now I'm going to step forward. 1. I'm going to stay over this foot and turn. So I haven't moved. I've stayed over this left foot to turn. Now I'm going to step forward and I'm going to turn to face the camera. Here. That's it. And now side together, side. Very good. So let's put that together nice and slowly. We're going to get and 1 and 2 and cha, cha, cha. Good. Now, just a little bit of a tip for the turns. If you noticed when we danced that, we only did the turns when I said and. So we had and 1 and 2 and cha, cha, cha. So what we need to make sure we do is when we say the numbers, when we practice this, when we say the numbers, we want to step and stand on the foot. That way we can stay on the foot for the turn when we say and. Now we can step on the number and turn on the and. So that's important for when we dance, well, Latin at least. We want to make sure that we are standing on the foot before we do the turn. Because if we try and turn while we're moving, I'll try my hardest not to fall over here, but if I'm moving and I try and turn, you see I just start to buckle and collapse. So step onto the foot, turn. Step onto the foot, turn. Onto the foot, turn. So we always want to make sure that we're able to stand on the foot properly by itself before we try any sort of turn, and that will be best for our balance. So let's try this turn again. And we have left foot, and 1 and 2 and cha, cha, cha. Very good. So for our little cha-cha-cha routine, we're going to do from the beginning. We'll have the 4 on the spot basics. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. We'll do 4 of those. We'll have the 4 forward and backwards basics. Do 4 of those. We'll do 4 New Yorkers. So 4 of these. And then what we'll do turn, cha-cha-cha, back basic. Cha-cha, turn, 1, 2, cha-cha-cha, back basic. Cha-cha-cha. And that will be our little routine so far to practice. Okay. Let's put that to some music. One turn. So, if you would like a little bit of extra, practice on these steps, you can always go back and watch this live stream again, and you can just watch over everything we talk about, and hopefully that will help. So, next up, new dance, we are going to do some salsa. Gotta try and find a good song. So salsa is a great dance, really fun dance once you start getting into it. So we're going to have a few basic steps to learn first. We'll introduce a turn next week. And the song has decided to disappear on me. So you might actually recognize a few of our, you might actually recognize a few steps in this dance because they are quite similar to some of the steps we've already done. And that's the good thing about Latin dancing. A lot of the steps are very familiar. It's just the rhythm that changes up a little bit. Okay, so we'll run over a few of the basic steps first, and then I'll worry about finding a song. So, our first basic is going to be similar to the cha-cha-cha basics, but a little bit different. So we're going to start, left foot forward. So left foot is going to go forward. And we'll have one, replace, together, tap. So it's quite similar to one of our bachata basics, actually. So we get forward, rock, together, and. Now we go back on the right foot, back, and together, and. Forward and together, back and together. Now this dance is very, very fast when we dance it to full speed music. So it's important to stay relaxed. So don't try and, won't work, it's too fast. So keep it nice and relaxed, especially in the knees. Want our knees nice and relaxed. So we'll have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And I can go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And you can see I can move a lot faster when I've got relaxed legs. So let's go over the steps again. Left foot forward, forward, replace, together. Right foot back, back, replace, together. Forward and together, back and together. Forward and together, back and together. Forward and together, back and together. 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now our next basic is called the side basic or the cucaracha. And the reason that it's called the cucaracha is because you want to imagine like there's a big bug off to the side and you're going to step on the bug. And then there's one over this side, right foot. Squish the bug. Here. Step on the bug. Step on the bug. Step on the bug. Step on the bug. Now, when we do this again, keeping the legs nice and loose, not locked and really tight. We want it to be just relaxed and small steps. Don't do this. If you can do this, your legs are too far apart. Need to make it smaller. 1, 2, 3, 1. See, really small space in between the knees. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now we put all of those basic steps together and we get forward 2, 3 and back 2, 3. Forward 2, 3 and back 2, 3. And side 2, 3 and side 2, 3. And side 2, 3 and side 2, 3. Good. Now, these next 2 basics that we're going to learn, they're quite similar, but they're very different. So we need to make sure that when we dance these steps, we do them differently to each other. So the first one, it's just called the back basics. So both feet are just going to step backwards. So we get back and together on the left, back and together on the right, back and together, back and together. Now it's important to notice, because these steps are used for very different things. It's important to notice that when I do my back basic, here, you see the straight line, you can still see my leg as it stepped backwards. It's just gone straight back together, straight back together, straight back together, straight back together. So let's try that now a few times together. Back on, I need to get a bit more sleep. Back on the left foot. We have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. So let's put all of those basics together. First one, left foot goes forward, and we have forward 2, 3, back 6, 7. Forward 2, 3, back 6, 7. Side 2, 3, side 6, 7. Side 2, 3, and side 6, 7. Good. Now both feet go backwards on this next one. Straight back 2, 3. Straight back 6, 7. Straight back 2, 3. Straight back 6, 7. Good. Now when we take that backward step, we do not want to just tap the foot and bring it back like that. We want to actually 1, 2, 3. So I'm actually stepping onto the foot. 1, 2, 3. Step, 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 step. So actually step onto the foot. Don't just tap it. This is not right. We want to step, 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 step. Okay. Now, our fourth basic for today, I can't actually remember its technical name, so we're just going to call it the abajo basic, which means, in Spanish, that means the crossing over basic. Yeah. So with our left foot, we're not just going to go back this time, we're actually going to step across. See how you can see my left foot on the other side. 1, 2, 3. Same thing, crossing over. 1, 2, 3. So take my left foot and send it behind my right foot. Here. That's it. Well done. 1, 2, 3. And then we have right foot, take it behind the left foot. 1, 2, 3. Good. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. Yes. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. So let's just work on now the difference between the back basic and the abajo basic. So the back basic just goes back in a straight line. So no crossing over here. Back basic goes straight back in a straight line. So we have back and together, back and together, back and together, back and together. 4 more. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Or 1, 2, 3. And 5, 6, 7. Now, the next basic is the abajo basic. This is the one where we cross behind the other foot. Cross behind the other foot. Cross behind the other foot. And cross behind the other foot. And 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So now we have our 4 basic steps in the salsa. In the next few weeks, we're going to add in little steps like the forwards and backwards turn. We're going to add in angle turns. We can add in the hook turn. So there's lots of different steps that we can do, but I'm just showing you some of those things that we're going to do later. So don't worry about those for now. Just focus on these 4 basics that we've done today. So let's do those again. We're going to do 8 of each basic. So left foot forward and the right foot goes backwards. And we have 1, 2, together. Backwards, 5, 6, together. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Good. Now, one thing I just want to talk about is in salsa and in bachata as well, I need to start using this same count. And you'll notice that I say 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, but I do not say 4 and 8. And this can be a really helpful little trick to remember, so that every time you hear a number, you're changing foot. So if I go, if I pick my feet up to show you this, it would be 1, 2, 3. I don't say 4 because I'm not stepping. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. And that's the same for each of our salsa basics. So we have 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. And same on the back basics. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. And the Bajo basics. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Just don't step on them, so we don't say them. Okay, let me try and find a nice salsa song.
Ella dice que la vida te le da bien con los problemas, con la censura, que por eso necesito pasaporte. Imposible caminar por otras tierras, precio que sea necesario, sin lucha, sin saber el amor, la volver. Ella se aferra a Dios. Pero la noche está difícil de entender. Ella no sabe de calle, pero le parte para arriba, porque en la calle está loco, que le demuestra la vida. Esperanza,
Two more. Okay. So we're going to do that again shortly, but now we've put it to music. little bit sick at the moment, I think. But now we've put that to music, hopefully we can see the difference between the back basics and the abajo basics. So the big difference is when we just dance the back basics, we stay very still in the body. There's not a lot of movement. So 1, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. But when we do the abajo basics, we turn a lot more. So there is a difference between those two steps. And that does become important when you dance this with a partner, because they may just want you to step straight backwards, or they may want you to turn with your steps. So it's important to get that difference between straight back and the turning or the curving backwards basics. Okay, let's try that again.
Ella dice que la vida se le da bien con los problemas.
8 of each basic.
Necesita un pasaporte.
5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7.
Al precio que sea necesario. Sin lucha. Sin guerra. Pero el amor. Ella se la noche está difícil, sabe, pero le parte que en la calle
Ok, lớp hết rồi. Bye bye các bạn nha. Bye bye. We done. Cô đi nha.